William Ruto arrives in Washington for DRC Rwanda Peace Pact and Kenya-US Health deal talks. And President William Ruto has arrived in Washington, D.C., United States, to join President Paul Kagame of Rwanda and President Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo for the signing of a landmark peace agreement aimed at ending decades of conflict in eastern DRC. The accord being signed at the invitation of U.S. President Donald Trump is seen as a major diplomatic breakthrough in efforts to stabilize the Great Lake region. It builds on progress made under the Nairobi and Rwanda peace processes and the joint EAC, SADC, SADC initiatives. According to State House spokesperson Hussein Mohammed, the Washington ceremony brings together all key parties and is expected to open new pathways for disarmament, demobilization, humanitarian access, and long-term regional stability. Here are the full details to the story. Away from that now to court summons police IG over missing analyst Mwenda Mbijiwe. And the High Court has summoned Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja to appear in person on Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025, to provide a comprehensive report on the investigation into the disappearance of a prominent security analyst Mwenda Mbijiwe. The order issued by Justice Martin Muya at the Milimani Law Courts marks a significant escalation in the 4-year-long quest for answers by Mbijiwe's family. The judge described the directive as the final adjournment, warning that no further delays would be tolerated. This development follows a series of court orders compelling the state to produce Mbijiwe, dead or alive, which have so far gone unheard. Here are the full details to the story.
Iko pale kulinda wananchi wake, si kuua kama vile mnaua. Mjue mko na watoto na watoto wenu watafanywa vile mnafanyia watoto wetu.
They received the file. They can't disclose what is in the file, but they want an inquest, presumably for a person who is missing, presumed dead. So you can see where they are heading. They are actually telling us that the man is not alive. But we want to know who killed him and why.
I stand that Mbijiwe is very much alive. And within this Nairobi, they are trying to twist things. But I want to tell them, if I thought they killed my son, God in heaven is watching of them. They are going to pay it very soon.
Out of the division is as follows. Ayes 38 votes, nays 4 votes. Out of the division is as follows. Ayes 38 votes, nays 4 votes, abstention 0. So the ayes have it. Now, honorable senators, I have a communication to make regarding the effect of the vote on the motion on the preliminary objection. Now, honorable senators, the motion having been approved, the hearing on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimwomi Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County, is hereby terminated. Result of the division is as follows. Ayes 38 votes, nays 4 votes.
Away from that story now, across borders, as President Museveni says, government should own internet to prevent overpricing. And Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni says the government says that the internet in Uganda should be government-owned rather than controlled by private entities. Now, he argues this move will prevent overpricing and ensure broader access for the public. During a meeting with youth, Museveni claimed that when private businesses control the internet, they prioritize profits, leading to high costs for consumers. His remarks have sparked criticism over fears of possible internet shutdowns ahead of Uganda's elections early next year. Here are the full details to this story.
Cost was coming down from $600 per gigabyte or something else. It will come down. It will come down. But the strategy is that the backbone should be owned by the government, not the private people. So if the private people have their own backbone and they make it expensive, you abandon them and you use the government. Cost was coming down.
These are the stories that are making headlines in the dailies, and we started off with the Standard. And Mbijiwe, dead or alive, is the headlining story in the Standard this morning. Now, for more than 4 years, the family of missing security analyst Mwenda Mbijiwe has lived in agony. Now, a High Court order summoning Kenya's top police chiefs has reopened old wounds and raised new questions. As his mother collapses under the weight of despair, the state is finally being forced to explain how a man allegedly seized by police could vanish without trace in a country where enforced disappearances have become chillingly routine. That is a story that you'll find on pages 4 and 5 of the Daily Standard. The men who have been called to answer include Mohammed Amin, who is the DCI boss, and Douglas Kanja, who is the Inspector General of Police. Now, on June 12, 2021, abduction Mwenda Mbijiwe was picked by people his relatives say were police on Thika Road in Nairobi while on his way to Meru. And December 16, court date, Inspector General of Police and the DCI boss are expected in court to explain the analyst's whereabouts. And away from that, now to the Daily Nation, how opposition lost Malava and Mbere North. Now, the Mbere North and Malava constituency seats seemed the best bets for opposition candidates, but the ruling party won both abate with narrow margins. Besides the heavy state machinery, past voting patterns, clan politics, and population dynamics influenced the outcome of the polls. That is a story that you'll find on pages 4 and 5 of the Daily Nation. Also pictured are Leo Mudende and Mbere North, the winner of Mbere North by-election, and David Ndahwa, the winner of the Malava by-elections. But as Gachagua steers up a storm, tensions have risen in the united opposition, with the controversial remarks by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua rocking the outfit that is planning to field a joint presidential candidate against President William Ruto in the next general election. That is a story that you'll find on page 10 of the Daily Nation this morning. And sacred profits inside a thriving Holy Communion business. That is a story that you'll find on page 3 of the Daily Nation. MCA's blunder hands Nyaribo easy Senate win. That is on page 8 of the Daily Nation this morning. Of course, there is the Kids Connect pullout, CBE Connect in the Daily Nation this morning. You will get to read about that as well. And in crime, a witness links priestess to Shakahola B. Nzaro cult, and new testimony has thrust Shalene Arido into sharper focus in the massacre of hundreds of followers of the Doomsday. To your morning weather, and in Nairobi, it is going to be cloudy with highs of 26 degrees and lows of 16 degrees. And in Mombasa, it is going to be partly cloudy with highs of 32 degrees and lows of 24 degrees. And in Kisumu, it is going to be mostly cloudy with highs of 31 degrees and lows of 18 degrees. And in Murang'a, it is going to be cloudy with highs of 26 degrees and lows of 16 degrees. Away from your weather, now to your morning quote. Whenever you do a thing, act as if all the world were watching. Thomas Jefferson is the author of this quote. Whenever you do a thing, act as if all the world were watching. And that is what we've had in store for you this morning. Let us see you tomorrow as we usher in the weekend. Good morning.